good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Radio Works World. This is your happiness host, Julie. I'm broadcasting from London, and today I wanted to speak to you about some very simple things that I think we forget. Inspired by a recent conversation with a friend of mine who asked me how I got to be so good at manifesting. And I said, well, it's really quite easy, but the most important things are to be grateful and to be kind. And I think gratitude is a really big thing. And I hear so many people all the time focusing on what they don't have and complaining about the things they don't have rather than focusing about all the things they do have in their lives. And I hear so often, and we're all so guilty of taking things for granted. Say to me, oh, I have nothing to be grateful for in my life. And I think, really? Did you wake up this morning? Because a lot of people didn't. So that's a pretty amazing thing to be grateful for, because you're breathing. And if you opened your eyes and looked around you, then you can see. So that's something to be grateful for. And if you woke up after a night's sleep in a comfortable bed inside a house, and you're way ahead of millions of people out there that can only dream of having that kind of luxury. And if you got up and turned the heating on because you were cold, or you opened a window because you were hot, again, there are so many people that don't have those things. And it's so easy to think you have nothing when you have more than probably 50% of the world. There are so many people that will sleep outside that won't be safe when they go to sleep. You don't know if they'll be safe when they wake up. You will go to sleep hungry. You will go to sleep scared. You will go to sleep not knowing if their loved ones are safe. You don't have that. So I think it's very important to be grateful and to acknowledge to be grateful and to say thank you for things, because the more grateful you are, the more the universe will give you things. But only if you keep appreciating and saying thank you. It's like if you constantly give someone compliments or presents and they take them for granted and never say thank you, you get to the point where you think, well, why am I bothering? Why am I doing this if no one cares? And the universe feeds off your vibration. So if your vibration is of expectation and the fact that you're entitled to something, why will it keep delivering you what you want? So whatever you get, be grateful for it. And don't distinguish between one thing and another. When I go to Costa Coffee or Pret or wherever I go and get my coffee that day, and the barista says, hey, have this on the house, I'm like, wow, thank you, that's amazing. I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed. And when I go through my gratitude in the evening, I will write down that day I was blessed with a cup of coffee that I didn't have to pay for. If I get offered something that was worth £1,000, I say, thank you, that's amazing, I'm really grateful. Because the universe doesn't distinguish between what's little and what's big. It just gives, and you receive it with gratitude and with general thankfulness that you've been given whatever it is that you've received. And the more gratitude you give out there, the more you open yourself to receive things. And I said, this conversation came around with a wonderful, wonderful lady that the universe sent me, who has been building me a website, and I actually just met her with her this evening. So if you're listening, thank you so much, honey. It looks amazing. I can't wait for it to go live. This lady said to me that she got to the point where she almost stopped helping people, because people, it wasn't just that they weren't grateful, people didn't know what to do when she offered them to help, or they took offense by it, or the more she helped, the more they would expect her to do for them without ever showing any gratitude or appreciation. And gratitude and kindness and appreciation are an endless loop that will keep feeding that, and will keep feeding a happiness and gratitude loop. If we all keep it going and acknowledge it's a flow. And I think it's very important to give without expectation. And it's a very easy thing to do. And again, I've heard someone say to me, oh, but I don't have anything, so I've got nothing to give. But, what I say to anyone that feels like that, if you don't have very much, that you can save someone's life by giving them the kiss of life, and no amount of money can fill that void. something to give, even if it's a smile at someone who doesn't look happy in the street. If you hold the door open for someone and tell them to have a nice day, if you pay someone a compliment when they're walking down the street, that lifts everyone's vibrations, which is only a great thing. And I can remember years and years ago, I can clearly remember walking through a car park wearing a new shirt, and I wasn't sure it suited me or not. And there was a lady walking towards me, looking at me, and I thought, oh, she's looking at me. I knew I shouldn't have worn this top. And as she got close to me, she said, that top looks amazing on you. It really flatters your skin color. And that brightened my whole day. And years later, I still think about that. And I still make a habit of smiling at people and giving them compliments or anything. But it changes your vibration. It makes someone else happy, and that will stay with them. And the next time they see someone that looks nice in the street, they'll think, I felt great when someone said that to me, so I'm going to pay that compliment. And it's just an endless ripple. And again, with kindness, I was always taught that kindness and manners will cost you nothing, but they'll bring their rewards. And it's so true, because it is impossible to be kind and not feel good about yourself. If you're having a bad day and you wake up feeling bull, and you have one of those days where the universe is throwing so many more challenges at you than it is gifts, and we all have those days, they're the days where a simple act of kindness for someone else will raise your vibration so quickly and turn that around and make you feel better. And it is, the Dalai Lama says, whenever you have a chance to be kind, and you always have that chance. And you might not believe me, but no one's going to argue with the Dalai Lama. And the other thing I wanted to, it's not going to be a huge conversation today, is helping people. And I find for some reason, so many people are really reluctant to ask for help. I don't know anyone that wouldn't give help. And yet I know all these amazing, incredible, supportive women. And Marina, you're one of them. And I wouldn't be here without most of them. And if I said to any one of them, oh, would you help someone with whatever? Oh, yes, of course. But if you say, when was the last time you asked for help? And then people say, oh, well, I don't like to ask for help, and I don't like to bother anyone, and it's not good. And I think we have this belief system somewhere that suggests that if you're asking for help, it's a sign of weakness. And I think it's the opposite. I think it's a sign of your strength. And I think the more you offer to help, the more help you can receive. And I think rather than feeling guilty when you're asking for someone for help, or thinking, oh, I can't do that because I'm putting a burden on them, or I haven't done anything to deserve it. Kindness and help don't come with a price tag. And every time you ask someone for help, you give them the opportunity to be kind and feel good about themselves. And again, that creates an endless happiness ripple. And I genuinely believe if we weren't meant to help each other, we would all have the same strengths and no one would have any weaknesses. And I think that the reverse of that is that people are reluctant to offer you help because, I might think, well, that person offered me help with this. They obviously think I'm really needy and they think I can't be very good at it, or why would they be offering? And I think these are things that we really have to turn around and open our minds to this possibility that the more help you can give, the more help you receive, and only ever reward you for doing kindness and helping other people. It's how we all got here. For years, the world survived without money, and that was on a barter system that came out of kindness and sharing. And I have nothing against money. I'm ready and willing to receive lots of it. But I think we need to change the way we think about receiving help rather than the way we feel about offering it, because everyone's so willing to offer it and so reluctant to accept it. And I think, go out there, offer help, ask for it when you need it. It's an amazing thing to be able to help someone. You can't help someone and go home feeling bad about yourself. Even if you see someone struggling with bags in the streets, offer to carry their bag or hold a door open for them, and it will see you lift them. I was recently walking down the street and I saw a lady struggling with a push bike to get it into a bicycle shop. And she was holding her bike with one hand and trying to open the door inwards and get in the shop at the same time. And I caught up with her to hold the door open. And the first thing she said to me, "Oh God, I'm so embarrassed." Like, you're embarrassed? Why? Because you don't have enough arms that open a door and move a bike. It's not what it was designed for. But that was her response, not to thank me, which I didn't mind at all, just the fact that she felt embarrassed that I had helped her. Human beings aren't designed to do. So, ask for help and give it freely, because it'll make such a difference to your life, and it will make you happier. And, happiness and kindness and gratitude, it's just an endless circle and ripple of good and kind. And the more open you are to receiving acts of kindness and acts of help, the more opportunities you have come to you. And I see this in my own life. The more willing I am and the more open I am to accept that there are things I need help with, it's not just that I receive help, but I get incredible opportunities come to me all the time, and things that I would never have expected to be involved with. And not just the chance to speak to people like you, but recently I became friends with an amazing woman, and she gave me the opportunity to get involved with a company who market and sell makeup. This is, I'm not a makeup expert. I'm not even a particular regular wearer, and it's something I would never have normally got involved with. But the amazing thing I get to do is that I get to be involved with a company, have their own charity, and their charity is set up to help women and children who have been victims of sexual abuse. And a donation of everything they make, everything you buy from them, a donation goes to the charity, and they are then able to provide fully funded retreats for people who have suffered sexual abuse. And if I wasn't open to opportunities, I wouldn't have been given this chance to do this. And it's such a simple thing to sell amazing makeup to people that then goes on to help people that really need it. And then this led me to the opportunity to connect with women who needed my voice, and I was able to write an article for the Huffington Post, which then led to so many people I knew personally coming and telling me their stories of their experiences, which were, I'm not going to lie, they were very hard to deal with. But again, that gave me the opportunity to learn something and to ask for help. And I learned that as an empath, I had chosen to believe that, part of my payment for having this gift was that I had to take on other people's suffering. And I spent days in bed with a migraine, and my eyesight was fuzzy and I couldn't move, and it was awful. And at some point I realized, because we always have a choice, that I had chosen to feel like this, able to figure out that this was why. I had chosen to feel like this because I thought this was my payoff. And I was able to release the pain and the fear I felt when I knew where it had come from. But I also knew that this was not something I can do on my own regularly. And if I don't find a way to get rid of this belief, this could stop me helping so many people, because I can't shy away from helping people with difficult stories just because I choose to take on that pain, and that doesn't help anyone. So I was then in turn able to reach out to someone I know who's an amazing theta healer. See him tomorrow, and I know that he will then be able to banish that limiting belief I have in a heartbeat, just about. And then I will be able to go on and help more and more people, and tell the stories of people that need them told, that don't know how to write them down, or don't know how to get them out there in the public eye. And so I guess this is really all I had to say to you today, but just be open to kindness, be open to gratitude, be really aware of what you are and what you have, and be very mindful of what you say, and really focus on the things you do put out into the universe. And I would say, if you're manifesting, that's amazing. Because I hear people say things like, oh, I would give anything, just have a week off work and lie in bed and do nothing. And that's not bad. We've all had times when we think of that. But then, 2 days later, when you fall off a ladder and you break your leg and you're in hospital, and then you're complaining. It's like, well, be careful what you wish for. You've got a week in bed, you're not moving, you're not at work. So be careful what you wish for. Be mindful of what you say and what you put out into the world. Positive, be happy, share whatever you have. You always have something to share. Even if it's your breath or your smile, share it. It's why you're given it. And Marina, that's the thing. I think that's about all I have for everyone today. It wasn't going to be a long one. It's Sunday night. You've all got to go and watch X Factor or Strictly or whatever excitement is out there right now that I'm kind of oblivious to. It's a lie. I'm a huge Strictly fan. The rest, I'm in a bubble, not interested. So this is all I have for me for now. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. If you're listening to me, please vote. And I look forward to meeting as many of you I can on the red carpet next week. This again is the thing that's coming out of my mouth right now, that I will see you on the red carpet. But, be grateful, be kind, be open, and who knows where it will lead. And Marina, I think that's over to you again now.
Wow, Julie. It is a moment of happiness each time I listen to you. And in fact, this moment in time, this is life. This is all we have. But I have a question for you before you go. A quick question, if I may.
Of course, anything.
What makes you happy, Julie? Right now, I know it's a lot going on, and perhaps you don't realize, but you did not even scratch the surfaces of what happiness means. And yet you are so happy. You don't need a reason to be happy. You are one of the kindest people I ever met. And I just wonder, what makes you happy?
I really am a very simple girl. I'm happiest barefoot on a beach or in the park. And yeah, I mean, my absolute dream is to live on a beach somewhere and be in a position where I never have to own a pair of shoes or a jumper, where I can walk barefoot on the beach every day. I very much want my own elephant universe. I've been asking for a really long time now. It's time I got my elephant. I just want time to be able to have retreats, to be able to help my clients in amazing locations, to be able to write, and not to have to worry about anything. But no, that really is it. I've never been a possessions kind of girl. I've always been the sort of person that if you come to my house and say I like that, I'm like, well, fine, take it. I've never understood the sentimental value to a thing, because I think there is nothing that can't be replaced or that you can't do without. So what makes me happy is being in the sunshine, being close to nature, being with people that I love, having really good ice cream on tap is kind of crucial. Yeah, and good coffee. Good coffee.
And I know
when I lived on a beach in Thailand.
I know you are creating a community for happiness, and it is a group that focuses on everyone there focuses on joy, and
Yes.
Like Mother Teresa said, joy is prayer, joy is strength, joy is love. Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. And I wonder, what was your vision when you started your community?
I think it was just to create a space where that was all there was. I belong to all different groups on Facebook, and they're amazing, and I give and receive different things from each of them. But I found there were so many places where suddenly people would be there just to complain about what was going wrong, or just to rant and vent. Rent? That's not what I meant. Vent or rant. To get things off their chest. And it's like, we don't need that negativity. Just come somewhere where we can just live in our little happy bubble, where we don't need that. And I also find there are, I have very short-term memory and a very short attention span, and I get very easily confused and bogged down when there are lots of regulations. And there are so many places where it's like, well, you can say this on this day, but if you said on that day, we're going to tell you off and it's spam and that's naughty. Simple. So in my group, it's like, come, be joyful. That's it. If you've had a bad day, keep it to yourself, but come in here and we'll make you feel better. And, you know, if you want to tell us about your promotion, that's amazing. Tell us and we'll celebrate it. If you're getting married, amazing. We want to know. If you want to tell us about your business, tell us about your business. Like, do what you want when you want, as long as you do it with joy. And that's all I really want to build. And I love the fact that it is growing and that every day now new people are asking to come in. And it shows that, you know, there is a need for people to just come and share joy and without judgment. And if you say, you know what makes me really, really happy is, I don't know, eating peas off a chopstick while I'm knitting, you know, tell us that. No one's going to judge you for what causes you joy.
Wow, I'm so grateful you are sharing your story, you are sharing your vision, and other people could create better life choices, because happiness, it is an inside job, as one of our great team players as W.O.R.K.S says, Adrian Marsh, she says happiness is an inside job. But I think from the other hand, happiness is not something you could chase. It's something you hold inside already, and it's just a choice to decide, yes, I can share it. I have so much that I can share it, and see how that makes you feel. From both of us, until next time, don't live without happiness. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks, Marina.